Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Plays a Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Came out with the win yesterday. Could have been a little smoother, but hey, sometimes a bumpy ride is the best ride. DQ, 1R, JR, SW. I think that this is statistically not a great start, but we also do have mechanisms to get to greatness, you know? Starting with bombs might seem small, but it's helpful. Not immediately unless we get a key, apparently, but I'm reserving some hope. Ooh, baby. A single penny. Book of Belial is gonna help augment, you know, and compensate for the fact that we have very poor damage to start with. HP is okay, speed is okay, like... And starting with a Spirit Heart is nice for Deal with the Devil optics, but, you know, there's negatives here. A Tears upgrade would go a long way. I've talked about it with Sinvicta before, who is the only other person I know who, you know, plays... Well, that's not true. Cobalt plays as much Isaac as I do as well, but you know, whenever I talk about Eden, I'm always like, dude, I think Eden is such a fun idea. Having played so many Eden runs in my entire life, I just think it would really benefit Eden if they narrowed the range of a couple of stats, if that makes sense. I think that Eden almost always starts with below average rate of fire. And I know that that sounds... Well, let me rephrase, because that's obviously idiotic. How can you more often than average start with something below average? Fair enough. I think it's because all of the other characters in the game, I guess in hindsight, have an above average rate of fire based on the rate of fire that Eden is given in the game. You know what I mean? So, I think that, honestly, Eden's rate of fire being restricted to a range of like 8 to 12 would make it so much better. Because, like, I don't mean to sound just negative here, but 17 rate of fire is a little absurd. But we do have great damage today, so I am not complaining too much. Alright, that was an extreme waste of all of our bombs, and I regret it immensely. We'll be moving on to the next floor. On the bright side, I think we made a very mature decision in order to get a Spirit Heart. Most of the time, I probably would have bought maybe nothing at the shop, but I think one extra Spirit Heart just helps insulate us from whatever might come on this floor. You know, if we run into a couple of bad rooms, all of a sudden we don't lose our Deal with the Devil chance and start our spiral into demise. It's like getting too much food, you know? Whenever I'm at a restaurant, you know, I know how much food I want, but if you have the choice, and there's two diverging philosophies here. If you have the choice to order too much food or too little, I always prefer to order too much. Because, you know, I know well, we'll keep a menu, because we could always order more. But I'm like, now that I've eaten half of the meal, I don't want to start the whole process over, right? I would always rather order too much, because you're going to get hungry again. That's how I feel about an extra Spirit Heart this early. You know, even if we didn't need it to get the Deal with the Devil, it's not like it goes bad. We have an extra Spirit Heart to leverage for the entire future of the game. That's why, if I'm at 1.25 hunger, I'll always be like, yeah, I'd like to go in on that appetizer. If I end up being a little too full to eat, then it's okay. I get to take half my entree home and have it for lunch the next day. Or alternatively, an hour after I arrive home and I go, I probably could have eaten that. And then I just, you know, pull it out of the fridge and eat it while it's not quite cold, but certainly not warm. Anybody else out there deal with this particular type of psychosis? Filling up the gas tank when it's 95% full? Okay. We've done it. We've earned our Deal with the Devil. Give me a second on that one. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I think we'll stick with one. Come on, work with me on this one. Work with me on this one. I thought Yo, okay, that's good. I thought maybe it would give me HP on huge growth. Obviously false. Now hold on, we are not sunk yet. That's what we're looking for. Perthrow could be huge for us in here as well. Oh, unbelievably good. So I think we'll just probably yeet you. And I honestly, is a tough one for me. I think I'd rather Perthrow the experimental treatment though. I regret it immensely and immediately, but sure, it would have gotten us closer to Spun, but right now I'm like, statistically I'm comfortable with where we're at. I don't really want to throw a monkey wrench into that by being like, hey, all of a sudden you've got, you know, 0.8 speed and 24 rate of fire, and your damage went down by 1. Sure, it could have easily gone the other way as well, but... we essentially traded a high variance, high risk, you know, relatively high reward, but not super high reward item for, like, an item that does nothing. It just doesn't matter. Like, it wasn't even supposed to be around in the area. It's a tricky one. I feel like the run is a little too early to be stoked about getting blue map. Blue map is like a coward's choice, which is why I take it so often. I think, but how are we gonna... what are we gonna do here? We can't really re-roll. Well, we can actually. I'm gonna throw some money into this thing. Re-roll and give me a 7-cent item. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Keep it going, keep it going. Keep it going. Under no circumstances do you keep it going. I think we're just gonna leave. So we got synth oil. I gotta level with you. I'm a little bit underwhelmed. Some of these things I've done to myself, yes, but there's some underwhelm happening right now. That's okay. Why don't you go ahead and take me down to the next floor? Yeah, this I'm not perturbed yet. I'm just hoping, like, this would be a great floor. I mean, obviously, to get a good item. It's always a great floor to get a good item. But this would be, for sure, a great floor to beat the odds and get a deal. Devil, Angel, don't matter. And by don't matter, I mean, I really want it to be a deal with the Devil. It can be a deal with the Angel, but if it's not one of, like, the 5 items on a deal with the Angel that actually provides us with some benefit, I will probably complain and make myself look bad by how whiny I get. But that's, I'm just letting you know in advance so we can head this problem off at the pass. You can chase me as long as you want. Thank God you were never given projectiles. Probably would kill like 5% more of my runs, which is a fairly significant number. I think, at least. Okay, what's my new floor's resolution? It's so simple. I mean, that's very nice too. My new floor's resolution. Sorry, sir. He got his revenge. Is to use... what a shot, dude. Is to use Book of Belial way more often. Like, I'm not saying we should use it every 3 rooms, because, you know, this room, we have a charge, but it's definitely not worth it. This room, on the other hand, I think we could make a case. Yeah. Wait. I saw my moment. I saw my moment. Let's go. That was my moment. You know what? I am willing to do this. Wow, what a ripoff. It doesn't happen very often that you go into a curse room, blow up 4 blue fires, open a red chest, and your net yield is 2 spiders. Hey, baby, that's baseball. I don't know. I've been working on catchphrases. That one's no good, apparently. That's baseball, no good. That's the way the Trisket crumbles. Why did they all sound like something a 1920s baseball announcer would say? Hold on, you gotta use the cerebrum here. Obviously, yes. I think because we're gonna take Satanic Bible, we might as well take the one most likely to give us something useful on this room, which was Book of Sin. And Book of Belial, can I please just thank Book of Belial for the work that it put in earlier on this run? Losing the damage does stink. Having infinite HP, substantially better. Don't get hit. Well done. Well done. And it's all because we bought that extra Spirit Heart early. Said nobody ever. Well. I feel like this run, it's like a show hosted by Alfonso Ribeiro. That's right. My Big Break. All we need, nobody remembers that show. Even people my own age didn't watch that show. I think it aired on the Canadian Family Network at like 9 a.m. on Sundays, which is where good programming goes to die. No offense, Alfonso. No offense. I watched it. All we need, really, I mean, you've heard me say it 1,000 times, but all we need is a Tears upgrade. I think we want nothing there. Save our bomb. This will not be a Tears upgrade. However, we got like, I choose to look at this. You know, there's people who see the glass as half full, or they see it as 42.5% empty. Well, I guess that's not even fair. Some people see the glass 58% empty, and some people see the glass 42% full. I'm a 42% full sort of guy, and as always, I have been summarily punished for my optimism, so we'll be moving on. This is like, it's like watching Joker all over again. How long can the game mistreat me before I put on the mask? You know, I gotta say, I in my brain, I felt like I had some not-so-kind words for Ghost Pepper. It wasn't really coming out to help that often. It has done wonders for us since that point. Now, not my finest moment, I'll admit. I think this is the most, it's like the most powder keg sort of Isaac run for a player like myself. Because everything on paper right now makes this run look like an easy dub. All we need to do is hold it together until we get the item that makes it realized, you know? Until the gain is realized. However, it's never been my strong suit is having patience in situations like this, in games, or in Isaac specifically. So I think, you know, you just gotta take a step back. You gotta take a moment and be like, you know what? I recognize that I could be more patient in Isaac, and, you know, being more patient in a situation like this would probably help me out a great deal. This floor could make all the difference. You know, I can live with this. Give me a 7-cent item. I know we shouldn't. We should just buy the battery. Come on. Come on. You got a 7-cent item. And I know you got... Okay, hold your horses. There's something to this one. There's something to this one. I don't think we've seen our item room. That damage just should not happen, to be quite frank. Okay. So this very simple fight is all about one thing. Making sure that when Ghost Pepper fires, it's pointed at Gertie. That took off like 30% of his health. No deal! Are you Howie Mandeling me right now, dude? Can we take a moment to think about the fact... This just popped into my brain, by the way. I'm getting crazy here. Let's do it. So not worth it. This popped into my brain just now. There's probably at least 6 people on this earth that think Howie Mandel is Nelson Mandela and vice versa. The names are similar enough. I'm not saying it's a lot of people. In fact, you know, it's 1/1,000,000th of planet Earth. Of course, I would go out on a limb and suggest that probably not everybody on Earth knows who Howie Mandel is. I don't know. More people know Nelson Mandela than Howie Mandel. That I feel confident in saying. If you believe the opposite, you might want to examine the people you surround yourself with. No disrespect to Howard. But I bet there's 6 people on Earth that are like, I don't get it. Why did the former president of South Africa host a game show on Fox? Why did they make a movie about the South African rugby team as coached by Matt Damon, but supported by the host of Deal or No Deal? I know that you're like, this has never happened. I'm telling you. It's happened. Even if I can't find an example, you can't convince me it hasn't happened. I refuse to believe it. I don't. Just the law of large numbers, for me, tells me that somebody out there is, maybe even somebody watching this, if we get super lucky, is going to be like, oh my god, I always thought Howie Mandel and Nelson Mandela were the same person, and I was too afraid to ask. Now you've saved me from a moment of embarrassment. That's what we do here. We're making memories. We're making dreams come true. This is around the time on your average Isaac run, or on an Isaac run like this, where I start to go, if you don't make this run better in the next, 1.5 floors, I'm going to lose my mind. This is trending very quickly towards train wreck territory, and it's entirely due to the 17 rate of fire. Everything else would be totally fine. That is not gonna help. So you're leaving me in a torn position here. I do not believe that I can go to the curse room, because I believe that going to the curse room will... Well, I mean, it's going to take our demon heart away. If it takes our demon heart away, what's going to happen? I think we probably won't get a curse room on the next floor, and then, life will be pain. Let's try this. Okay, I do appreciate that. I do. You know the other thing that makes this run Trainwreck City? Oh, we do like to see that, though. Not being able to see where the heck we're going is a big part of it, for sure. Okay, that's fine. Just pop this right away, because honestly, I'm done. I'm done with your madness here. Thank you for the Dogaz, Awaz, and Hermit. Give me Awaz for the next floor. Oh my god, get me out of here, dude. Now we could afford to go to the curse room, but I'm not going back. I choose to remember what Don Henley said. They said, don't look back. You can never go back. And then he goes, I don't understand what happened to our love. Baby, when I get you back, I'm gonna show you what we're made of. Sorry, that's Boys of Summer. Also sung by Bryan Adams, I think. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. I know... Trust me, it'd be very easy to not have the unpopular opinion here. I know that this song is relatively well liked. I absolutely hate it. That's one of the very few songs I will turn the radio to a different station when it comes on. I think because, like, if my memory does not fail me, I think that there was, like, a version of the song was released as a cover when I was like 14, and it took off. Like, it became, like the hottest song of the summer, because they say summer in the song. Everybody's favorite song about summer, Boys of Summer. Summer Girls is so last year. Cruel for the Summer hasn't even come out yet. That's a 2015 jam. It's all we got. Cruel Summer, though. Oh, it's cool for the summer, isn't it? Now all the Demi Lovato stands know I'm just faking it. Thank you. Dude, this run is... Look, at this point, if you follow me, if you watch my videos, I'm assuming at some level you watch it because I tell it like it is. This is garbage. This is a garbage run. I'm keeping my spirits high, but the 17 rate of fire is getting insane. And then it's not just the 17 rate of fire, just work with me. It's the 17 rate of fire combined with the fact that, you know, we used the Perth row to try to help out, combined with the fact that, you know, we missed 2 deals with the devil that were close to 50%. One of them was over 50%. You know, it's all that working in conjunction. This is one, you just gotta lean on this one. You need it. It's just that simple. Okay, so the doubled rate of fire is so much more valuable than I could have expected from that room. You might think, wow, I bet you feel like an idiot right now. Oh, no, absolutely not. I feel like a genius. If my complaints somehow, through the mysteries of the universe, led to me getting an item that raised my quality of life, I'm very happy. I would rather not complain, to be honest. And you might be debating that, but I'm being sincere. There are people who love to complain. I love to complain while I'm doing it, but after the fact, I'm like, man, I shouldn't complain so much. I got it pretty good. I only like to complain when there's something to complain about. Like, last Tuesday, I was late for my own stream because we had been out and about doing some very necessary errands. And on our way back, there was a very large protest that caused what is normally like a... I don't know, okay, relax here for a second. That's normally like a 10-minute drive. It turned it into like, you know, an hour-long drive. When I got home, I was like, this is not anything worth complaining about. You know, the people who are protesting, they got something to complain about. I got nothing to complain about. Give me this, please. Yeah. I'll take it. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'm going to take it. But for me, it was just, I make my own hours. I can always work an hour later. And that's where the story ends. There's no second point to the story. That's where the story ends there because of the fact that I have made myself look so selfless. I don't know. It's a hot button debate. I don't even want to get into it right now. But there's lots of protesting in Canada over Canada First Nations relations. And I always just, to some extent, I'll give you my position on protests in general. I'm always surprised when people are like, I would have supported you, except you made my commute inconvenient. So, screw you. Look, trust me, I'm also like, I wish that it could be solved through channels that don't make my life more inconvenient as well. But at the same time, I think if you would support something, you should also support it, you know, if it's not like obviously like violent, you should support it even if it makes your commute a little bit more annoying. And it is frustrating for sure, don't get me wrong, but that's my position on the subject. Now that doesn't mean when I'm in my car and it's happening, I'm not like, you had to do it today? Yeah, of today, of all days, the one day we go outside, you had to do it today? I'm not taking technology too, by the way. But I try to, you know, be more mature about it. It's a prickly issue, you know? It sincerely is. I mean, like, if people are protesting and they're blocking, like, you know, like a major choke point of traffic, like a bridge or something like that, I'm glad that I'm not, and this is 1000% sincere. Are these even making it? I don't think so. I'm glad I'm not in the position to have to decide what to do there. Because both situations make you look really bad. If you're like, arrest the protesters. This is like, whoa, I didn't realize we live in like a totalitarian fascist regime. And if you're like, I see this all the time because Canada has like little brother syndrome with the US. If you don't do anything, or you like, you know, try to like non-violently move the protesters to a place where they're not disrupting traffic, it, you know, is fairly ineffective. And then I see people on Twitter all the time that are like, the US would have had the tanks rolling down the Thousand Islands Bridge 2 hours ago. What are you doing? It's a lose-lose situation. no matter how you respond, it's not gonna, it's gonna rankle some people. Let's put it that way. That's why I stick to video games. I'm constantly being tapped. You know, Justin Trudeau calls me up on the red telephone. He says, hey, please solve this major humanitarian crisis. Hey, please consult on this government panel. And I go, Justin, those days are behind me or well in the future, okay? For now, I'm just enjoying applying my wisdom to the same video game for the 3,400th time. And he says words that I can't repeat, and then he says, I accept it. And I respect it. And then we do like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers Predator thing where we flex our muscles when we do the handshake. Anyway, so, you know, here's the deal. I'm out. I'm not doing this floor. I've decided this floor is beneath me. Pun intended. We're moving on. That's my way of saying, screw this run. It has gotten us there. And, you know, I'm thankful for it. It's gotten us there. But it took long enough. And it's still not that good. Anytime you see these guys break away, you gotta accept that, you know, there's some room for improvement here. I will tell you, I think we are going the wrong direction. And don't even give me what I know you're gonna give me. Why is NL complaining about this? This looks better than my average run. I'm here to tell you, this looks better than your average run. That's a pebcac issue, brother. You got to examine your own Isaac play before you come after me. I think it's incredible start. I think this is one of those runs that looks kind of spectacular because of the brimstones we got going on and the crown of light that actually does not appear to be affecting our damage at all, which is strange to me. And the, you know, other stuff we got going on, the Satanic Bible. But its underlying stats are like poisoned. Not saying we can't get there. I mean, we're kind of there, I think, but I think that this is the rare, powerful rushdown where I'm like, the faster we can finish this run, the odds of our success, like, skyrocket. Let's keep it going. Oh, that required a pair of brass ones. Just to stand there while that came in. I can't see my HP. I know that... No deal, huh? It's not complaining, it's observation. We got pretty unlucky. To get no deals with the devil on a 43 and 267% chances, it's not like, well, you won't believe the odds, but it's more like, you know, it's slightly unlucky, at least. It's probably like 1 in 15 unlucky to not get any of those. I'm trying to think. It's like 1/3 times 1/3 is 1/9, and then roughly 50-50, but it's slightly weighted towards the side of you're not gonna get it. Wow, dodged right into it. I trust my back of the napkin calculation on that one. I do. I'm not saying it's 1 in 15, but I think, you know, it's in the same vicinity. Regardless. Looking forward to this run being done and starting off on another Eden run. Maybe not today. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes people want to know, like, how do you record Isaac on a daily basis? I answered this question actually this weekend, but I can go into further detail. At least for a bit until the run ends. One way or the other. Isaac is like... grout. You know what grout is? It's like the stuff you put in the tiles in your bathroom to make the tiles fit together and also to look a little bit nicer. It's like a binding agent, but it fills gaps. Most of the time, I never have to like plan to play Isaac. It'll be like, hey, I see a game came out on Steam. I'll email the developers to be like, hey, do you want to give me a code for this? I'd love to check it out. And then I record Isaac while I wait for the email to come in. Or, you know, if I have 45 minutes and I'd like to make like a different kind of video because the backlog for it is shorter, but usually I need an hour for those videos. I'm like, I could fit it in Isaac. That in and of itself, I find more than 7 opportunities per week to do that. And that's why I never have to worry about an Isaac backlog. It's that thing you do when you have a little bit of free time during your working day. Which I guess is slightly oxymoronic, but you get the idea. I'm like, I got 15 minutes. Let's just have a quick, you know, let's just have a brainstorming sesh real quick. I don't know what real business sounds like in 2020, to be honest. That's what this is. I never have to worry about having enough footage. It fills gaps. Yeah, like Sylvester Stallone said in Rocky 1. Which was at the time just called Rocky. We forget. We feel gap. We forget. Something along those lines. Okay. I believe in the power of these question marks. I like to see it. I don't mind seeing it. I have no interest in seeing that at all. It's a bit suboptimal, but I think the bombs will be pretty good. I don't mind one luck down, like, yes, it is perhaps annoying, but it's not that bad. So, I tell ya, the bombs are not going to be super potent. The damage will definitely surpass the brimstone ability. I'm watching him melt, but the melting is happening at a pace below what I would love to see. What do you think? You think it's down left? Oh, you sons of guns. Okay, look at that. Now that's gaming right there, dude. We used bad gas productively. We dropped a bomb in between them when they jumped on us. I'm here to tell you, that's a bad sign. Anytime I'm fighting on the chest and I'm like, oh, we need to use this bad gas pill as well as possible. That's how you should know things are a little screwed up. They'll never hit the corner, dude. They hit the corner, dude. Come on, work with me. I just lost speed to the virus. I told you. I told you there was a chance this was falling apart. This is the dang wrong direction, dude. Come on. Come on. Give me an item on this one. Oh, baby. Nothing. That's what you hate to see. Okay. Okay. We still don't need that much. But one truly terrible room could cause us a lot of trouble. Like, I didn't think it would matter that much, but to be honest, the speed downgrade has been very destructive. 1.04 speed on the chest is pretty bad. This room, like, we're hanging on just barely, but a lot of rooms are not going to be so lucky for us. Mr. Mega, it's very nice. Big thing there, 5 extra mega sad poison bombs. Mostly we're just using them to stop lust as it rushes at us. Okay, you gotta be smart. Like these guys, I would love to toast them with a bomb, but you know, they're easy enough for us to kill without it, so we should probably just not even, you know, give them the time of day on that one. And then I kind of screwed it up, but we still had the virus was still in play. The virus was still in play. It was worth a shot. Okay. At least we're close. Now these guys could do with a bomb. Well, I think we're going to do it. You know what I would hate to see? You don't even need me to say it. I would hate to see double adversary room. I think there's a realistic chance. There's only 2 rooms left, but I am an idiot, for one. But I genuinely do think there's a realistic chance. This is pretty good. I think I would prefer to kill Sloth last, or Sloth first, I should say. Thank you for standing in the fire. This guy was like 2 hits away, so I very much appreciate that. It's another great final room. It's worth it still, especially when it... Okay, maybe don't stand in the middle of them, but... Hey, little Chad, like... I can't move that fast anymore, you know? My quads ain't what they used to be. Well, that's pretty sweet. Still, dude, I don't know. We should, don't get me wrong, like 99.9% we should be totally fine here. The speed is really throwing me for a loop. Just being honest. Like, I actually feel... Fair enough. I actually feel slower than 1 speed, but maybe it's just because you don't usually have 1 speed when you get down to this point. Now, I want to hit him with the bomb. This is the real meat and potatoes here. Okay, we got him. Oh, please, God, get me out of here. We've done it. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. I'll see you in the video, and I'll see you next time. See ya.